Hi folks. Look where we are. The space tunnel! Yay! And for some reason, nobody's using it. I'm thinking like, there's nobody here, what's going on? What's going on here? Wait. That's rather interesting. Yeah, I don't have my music with me. I was thinking maybe I'd do another. I loved that little thing I did with the video with this background when I was dancing. I thought it came out really well. I really enjoyed that actually. I think it looked pretty cool. Is it locked up here or something? And what? The escalator's working? No, it's open. Wow. I've never seen the space tunnel empty before. Oh man. You see, now this is a time when I could, you know, do a bit of B-roll for possible future. Brain's not working again, as usual. Future, call it future. I can't think. Sorry, brain's not working now. I'm surprised nobody's coming down here. I don't get it. I've never seen it empty before. I've never seen nobody come down this tunnel. Why do people not come down this tunnel? Or at least why is people not coming down this tunnel right now? I've never noticed that. Anyway, let's see. Oops. Now somebody's there. No. Let's try and... Alright. Okay folks, so obviously some of that's going to end up as B-roll, because like I say, I'll use it in a future project for my sci-fi project whenever I finally get round to doing that. Yeah, so many ideas, so many little things running my head. Whether I'll get round to half of them is another question, but still, no harm in having those ideas and then hopefully, you know, one day executing those ideas, hopefully. Right, okay folks, right, so we're going to go to Regent's Canal first. Yeah, so let me think. Right, so right, so today, oh great, the sun's behind me. All I can see on that screen is like a silhouette of my head. Anyway, so basically I've been online most of the morning trying to find some abandoned place to explore. The problem with a lot of those sites is, one, you don't get a lot of up-to-date information. A lot of the stuff, you get a lot of pretty pictures, and you know, you get a lot of history about the places, but you know, and you get directions on some of them, so they kind of tell you exactly where they're located on some of those sites, not all of them. But even then, you see, a lot of the information is not updated from what I can see anyway, a lot of the sites that I've checked out. So you've no idea what the status of a lot of these abandoned places is, you know what I mean? They might have been redeveloped, so by the time I get there, lo and behold, there's a new housing estate there instead. So basically, we're going to go to Regent's Canal first, and we're going to check out Regent's Canal. I'm going to show you those rope things that I was telling you about. Flipping wind again, here we go with the wind. Yeah, that's another thing. I forgot that, especially in open spaces, because it's getting to that time of year again we might struggle a bit with wind noise. But anyway, yeah, so check out that. But also, I'm just going to look round. I'm just going to try and find something, hopefully. So, because it's definitely urban exploring day today for me, definitely. I've been dying to do another urban exploration for so long. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so that's what we're going to be doing today, hopefully. But who knows what comes along. So okay, for now I'm going to leave it there, and I'll catch you guys down at Regent's Canal. Bye for now. Okay folks, so this is a perfect example of what I was talking about. You see these grooves in the stone here. They were literally caused by the ropes, the tow ropes of the horses that towed the barges. So as you can see, they're quite deep. I mean, you're talking, I don't know, two inches at least, 2 inches deep on them at least. And like I said, because it worn it down, I mean, I think that's sandstone, you know, but I'm not sure. I'm not an expert necessarily, but I reckon that's probably sandstone. Sandstone's a fairly soft material, so I guess it's understandable from that point of view that it would wear down that easily. But that's exactly what that's a perfect example of what I was talking about. You know, I'm not 100% certain in terms of, I don't know if there was just certain parts, like in the sort of inner city areas where the barges would be towed, or whether they towed them all the way. I don't know, I'm not sure, I'm not entirely sure. Let's see if we can find an example of where they actually put, like I say, it's either steel or it could be cast. I mean, going by the sort of era that it would have been, I would suggest it's probably cast, so cast iron, but it could well have been steel as well, especially in later years perhaps. But anyway, so yeah, let's see if we can find an example of the steel, or cast even. So for now, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now. Okay folks, so another little interesting thing is, as you can see, there's a nice little tunnel here, yeah, so as you can see, there's no towpath, and you've got these, obviously you get these tunnels, you know, obviously different places and what have you sort of thing. Now, the thing is, when it came to the tunnels, and again from my limited understanding, is now if this was a much lower, as you can see, it's quite a high tunnel actually, so I'm imagining that then once, obviously the horse can't go a lot any further, so you know, obviously they detach from the horse, and then what they would do is essentially, I think, with like these barge hooks or whatever, they would sort of propel themselves along the walls, using the wall to sort of propel the barge along. Now I'm fairly certain that's how they did it. Now, like I said, I must admit, maybe I should have done some more research, and maybe I should have researched in that the canal museum, really. You know, I look around stuff and I look at the exhibits and all this lot and blah blah blah, but I must admit I'm quite lazy sometimes when it comes to reading. I must admit, you know, maybe it's partly because of my dyslexia, I suppose, but you know, I don't always read all the blurb and stuff, so but I'm fairly certain the fact that because of the tow, you know, the fact that the barges were towed and what have you, that at least for a good while, I mean, I can't say for certain because we're talking about the Industrial Revolution, so they at least had steam. Do you know what I mean? If they didn't even have the, you know, the internal combustion engine at that point, you know what I mean? They definitely had steam. So, although maybe it's slightly before even steam, maybe. Again, I must admit, see, that's the thing, didn't do a lot of research into it, you know what I mean? I know limited bits of information, not a lot, but maybe it was even before steam power then, and so maybe a lot of these barges, well, like I say, I think that's basically why they were towed by horse. But when it comes to the tunnels, like I say, I think they basically just like, you know, they would sort of manoeuvre themselves along by pushing like a pole or a barge hook or whatever, and they would like pull themselves along that way. Now in the lower tunnels, where the tunnels are quite low and the ceiling was quite low, what they would do is they would literally lie on the back, they would lie on their backs. I think it's usually at the front of the barge, or maybe even one at the front, one at the back. Again, you know, lack of information here, sorry folks. Maybe if I'm going to do something like this, maybe what I should do is do proper research first and then try to give you all the information. So sorry for the lack of detailed information on this, but basically they would lie on their backs and they would put their feet on the top of the tunnel, and they would sort of just basically walk along the tunnel like this, lying on their back, to propel the barge through the tunnel. And so that's how they used to do that. Now let's see if we can find, it's like somebody was camping here by the look of it. Look. There's a load of stuff here. I don't know if they were camping or fishing. There's even a tent, look, or the remains of one anyway. But yeah, so yeah, let's see if we can now find an example of the metal. And like I said to you, it's always around the bridges. As far as I'm aware, I mean, because basically there isn't any other places where the rope would be kind of you know, rubbing against anyway, essentially. I mean, obviously these are the mooring, whatever you call it, you know, for the mooring, obviously. So, I mean, you know, you wouldn't necessarily, I mean, you get a bit of wear on that, I guess, but I mean, it's not the same thing. But yeah, so anyway, we now have to leave the canal for a minute, because obviously, as you've just seen, we can't go through there unless we want to take a swim, and I don't have a waterproof camera, so but yeah, oh look, and what's it say here? Caution, low headroom, shore tunnel is clear before entering, switch on your headlight, turn off your engine if you have to stop, in case of emergency leave the tunnel by near exit signified by arrows, keep well behind the boat in front, unpowered craft must not enter this tunnel. Interesting. But that's today. I mean, I don't, like I say, hundreds of years ago when it was actually you know, commercially used, then that obviously wouldn't apply. Right. So I have no idea where I'm going to come out at here, to be quite honest, because this is going towards Regent's Park. I was thinking of heading towards going the Camden way, because in terms of possible abandoned buildings and stuff, maybe there'd be much more likelihood that way perhaps, but I'm not 100% certain. Okay, so right, we're now out just in a housing estate essentially, so I'm going to leave it there for now, and hopefully we can rejoin the canal at some point, and yeah, I shall endeavour to find that thing I was talking about in terms of the, what's that? I've just noticed this, look. Oh, it's a lost cat. It looks like Spot, doesn't he? Oh, I always find it sad seeing these things, I must admit, because I can imagine how the people might feel, the family that's lost them, you know, because I know exactly how I'd feel if I lost Spot. You know, I'd be absolutely devastated. So I always find it really sad when I see those posters. I really do. I really feel for the people that have, you know, lost their cat. Okay, right. So for now, until I find another place to rejoin the canal, I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now. Hi folks. So I've just had a massive walk around, going towards the Regent's Park end of things, back past the Canal Museum, but yeah, couldn't find anything that resembled anything abandoned necessarily, although there was a couple of shops along the main road. Is that? Oh, I think it's just a piece of rubbish floating in the water. For a minute I thought it was one of those, what's the name fish? Right, so, yeah, basically what I was telling you about those crank handle things. Now, that girl over there, she's got one in her hand there. Oh, and this one here as well, she's got one as well. So look, they pull the gate shut, because now the barge has come in, and obviously it needs to go down to the lower level, which is just down there. And so they have to close both gates, so the gate at the front, the gate at the back. They're actually quite, it looks really, I mean it is hard work, don't get me wrong, it's not that easy to pull. They're really heavy. Do you know what I mean? They're solid, like, I presume oak. Usually stuff like that is made out of oak, so you know, I mean they're massive as well. I mean they're really big. I mean, but you know, because they're in water, and you know, essentially, you know, once you you know, get them going, they're not too difficult necessarily. But anyway, so now you might think like, well, how come they've not secured those gates? Well, actually, the force of the water itself will secure the gates themselves, so you don't really have to lock them into place or anything. As you can see, look straight away, and as you can see, sorry, let me just show you the, oh, well, I don't want to go down there because there's a ton of people down there. Oh look, you notice the water here slowed down, sorry. So they open the sluice gates, and then obviously the water in the lock itself will now start to drain, and the lock gates themselves will be forced closed by the weight of the water behind, you see, as that one drains out. Yeah, so like I say, I missed them doing the winding just then, actually, sorry. But yeah, so, and now the barge will slowly sink. Now in some places you can actually go and stand near the edge where the barge, I would have loved to have actually filmed it down there, but actually, yeah, you can't get across there because it's all locked up, you see. And there's an actual lock keeper's house there, because you very rarely get lock keepers anymore. At least you don't get them up north, or at least I've never, not in the city anyway, definitely not. So for me, that, at least for me, is an unusual sight to see, that a lock keeper's house is still basically used as a lock keeper's house, essentially. You know, a lock keeper lives there, and he just basically keeps, you know, well, whatever a lock keeper does. I'm not sure exactly what a lock keeper does. Obviously, he just, I guess, helps people going through with their barges, I suppose. I don't exactly know what the actual duties of a lock keeper is, but anyway, yeah. So let's go and now we're going to head towards Camden, I think. You see, also, by the way, that tower in the distance there, I pointed it out once before. I've no idea how to actually get out to that bit, but I think it's being redeveloped over there anyway, so I doubt very much I'm going to be able to get over there. But I would love to go and check that out. Oh boy. So, yeah, anyway. Right, so let's go and see if I can find you an example of the metal now that's been worn down. Because, like I said, we've just seen a bit of the sandstone that was worn down by the rope. And now hopefully we can find an example of the steel. Well, I say steel, like I say, I don't know if it's steel or cast. Could be either, I suppose. But anyway, let's go and check it out. Catch you flipping heck. Catch you guys later. Bye for now. Yeah, look folks. See, it's a building site. There's no way I'm going to get on there. Do you know what I mean? It's obviously an active building site. But there are a few what appear to be old buildings over there. I can see the tops of them. I don't know what it was. Hospital. Usually you find those sort of things in hospitals. Chimneys like that. And that's a water tower, essentially. Withington Hospital, where I was born, which no longer exists, actually had one as well. Yeah, it's got that look of it, but oh, wait a minute, I know where that is. I can't remember the name of the hospital. I know exactly where that is. now I've just got my bearings, my head's just clicked. But again, it's whether there's any possibility of access. I might actually, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking, right, I'll walk a bit further down here, try and find an example of the metal thing that I was talking about, and then I think I might double back on myself and at least check this out. Like I said, I've got no great expectations or hopes for that, to be quite honest with you. And it'd be locked up tighter than a flipping Fort Knox, to be quite honest. I think it'd be easier to get into Fort Knox than in there. But still, I suppose, what else can I do, you know what I mean? Like I say, I just really want to explore an abandoned building. I love to do that, you know, and I haven't done one for so long. Right, okay. So for the time being, I'm going to leave it there. And like I said, we'll find an example of the metal, presumably, hopefully. I think there's an example of it along here somewhere, but I might be thinking of canals in Manchester, to be quite honest with you, because you definitely get it on the canals in Manchester. But anyway, we shall see. So for now, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now. Okay folks, so I was completely and utterly wrong. This is an active site. This is the part of that hospital, I believe. I think there's some abandoned parts of it, but I'm not 100%. But this bit definitely isn't. And it's not on the building site, because from my perspective over there where the canal was, from my perspective, it looked like it was actually, this was part of a building, the whole thing was a building site, but it's not. So I was completely wrong there. So yeah, obviously this is an active site. So yeah, okay, so basically I'm gonna just have another traipse around and see what we can see. Don't worry, I'm gonna go get back to the canal at some point, definitely. Yeah, okay, wish me luck. Let's see if we can find something there. Bye for now. Okay folks, so Mornington Crescent in that direction and Camden Market. The canal is just round that corner from where I've just come, and this is the hospital that I was talking about, and actually it's an active hospital. But I mean, you look at that, I don't know about you guys, but you look at that, and I was just thinking to myself, I was walking past and I'm thinking, it looks like a right, sorry to say this, and it is an NHS hospital, do you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, just like most folks in this country, I'm passionate and amazingly grateful to our NHS. They've saved my life, literally saved my life on not just one occasion, and in more ways than one as well, actually, when I think about it. But you look at that, and I mean, I know it's an old Victorian hospital, you know what I mean? It's a lot of them were originally old Victorian hospitals, but you look at that thing, man, and I'm not kidding you. It's like, if you were told you're being brought to this hospital or whatever, or you saw this hospital as you were coming through the ambulance or something or whatever, I don't think it necessarily, it certainly wouldn't fill me with flipping, you know, the sort of like, oh wow, I'm going to get better in there. I mean, flipping heck, it is a really old building. I mean, look at the state of it, man. It looks, see, that's why initially, I mean, I walked down here a few years ago, I can't remember when it was exactly. I think it was one of the, it was a January of one year when after I'd done the Crisis at Christmas thing and I was going to the dance thing, and I was like super early, so I decided just to you know, have a walk round for an hour or so, whatever. And like I say, as I did, I walked past this place, but it was, like I say, it was a January, and it was sort of like early evening, and it was starting to get dark, you know what I mean? So it's about 6 or half 6 or something, you know, and at first glances, I thought it was abandoned, do you know what I mean? I'm thinking like, wow, look at that, it's like this old, I knew it was like an hospital, do you know what I mean? Because like I said, and in fact I did a vlog in this old cemetery. It's like an old cemetery which may have been part of this church and may have been originally part of the hospital originally. It's possible, I don't know. But you know, with like hospitals, especially in Victorian times, a lot of them did have sort of like cemeteries attached. Not necessarily, you don't necessarily get them so much in the city. It was more those hospitals that are out in the sticks kind of thing. But you know, you did kind of get that sort of thing. Yeah, so initially I did think that it was abandoned, but it's obviously not. It's an active hospital. But like I said, it's pretty horrible, to be quite honest. But anyway, I'm sure it's a perfectly fine and very good hospital and very good staff and so on and so forth. I don't know what the facilities are like inside, but I must admit, these days you get fewer and fewer of these old Victorian NHS hospitals these days. They are getting, you know, there's a lot more modern, newer hospitals these days. Anyway, right, so I'm going to head back to the canal shortly, but I'm just going to explore around here just for a moment or two, just in case. Yeah, and I think, again, I guess ultimately I'm going to head towards Camden. But for now, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now. Okay folks, so just a bit of information. So you got St Pancras University Hospital, then you got, well, that's the same one actually, sorry, and then you got another bit of it there, and then this is like the, well, it says St Pancras Gardens. So yeah, I don't know if it tells you really. There's not much other information other than that, whether it was actually part of the hospital, because that's the hospital there. I mean, it's literally right there. So you know, it's not like it's completely separate from necessarily. Yeah, I have filmed in here, like I said, but like I say, that was in the evening time. But yeah, look, see, the hospital's right here, and again, I think that's another reason, because it was kind of dark in here at the time and what have you, sort of thing. I think that's another reason why I kind of assumed, wrongly obviously, that it was like derelict sort of thing. So yeah, so I think we'll just have a little slow walk round, and then, like I say, I'm definitely going to head back to the canal, walk down the canal, and see what we can see. But yeah, I mean, look at this whole thing, man. I mean, that is definitely Victorian. There's no two ways about it. But you know, even looking through some of the windows, you know, even the interior doesn't look that modern or updated necessarily. But like I said, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, I'm sure it's a perfectly fine and good hospital. I have no idea, because I've never been in it as a patient or otherwise, and I don't know a lot about it, and but it just doesn't fill me with any great sense of like, oh, well, you know, I'll definitely get well here. Oh boy, this sounds terrible, doesn't it? It sounds like I'm being really, I don't know, mean and what's the name, but it's just, I don't know, it's just the way it looks to me. I keep spotting a lot of these, like, what look like sort of abandoned buildings, but possibly not. But I do keep spotting the rooftops of things that kind of look empty, at least they look that way. Look at that, what is that there, you see? It's a little thing here. I'm gonna have a nosy. People, oh, wow, little mouse just run across my path. I know there's people watching me actually, so they're probably going, hey, what's he doing? Hey, he's up to no good. Blah, blah, blah. No, it's just like, it looks like an old little, I don't know, church hall or something. But it's obviously not abandoned or anything, so. But, yeah, a little mouse just ran in the undergrowth there. I presume it was a mouse. It was small and round looking, and it sort of just scooted across very quickly. No, it's in the hospital grounds. Yeah, maybe it was a little, oh, maybe, look, you see, in fact I can see what appears to be an old church or chapel of some description in there. And again, this is part of the hospital, you see. So, okay, there's another building over there, Again, I don't think it's abandoned necessarily, but yeah. Oh, actually, I thought there was a way through here, but there isn't. That's all locked up as well. I'm kind of... anyway, right, never mind all that, Paul. Right, I know there's another gate this way, so we'll go back this way. This will bring us back towards the canal. That's all I seem to have been doing today, is essentially just going round in circles, essentially. Just been walking around in big circles everywhere. A part of me wants to go on the grounds. I mean, there shouldn't be any problem with walking around the grounds necessarily. You know, it is an open and active hospital, so, you know, for all intents and purposes, I could just be visiting a patient or something, or be a patient. You know, so I don't think necessarily there'll be an issue about that, but sometimes, you know, and especially if you're filming, then you might have a bit of an issue, you know what I mean? If you're just walking around and what have you, then nobody's necessarily going to, you know, unless you're looking suspicious and look as though you're trying to get into something or whatever, but otherwise there shouldn't. But I'm thinking, one, is it necessarily worth it? And it's not like I don't think there's anything abandoned there, but it might still be interesting nonetheless, but I don't know. Ah, Coroner's Court, that's what it is. And it still looks like it's active and all, another. Also, it's actually still active. So this is the Coroner's Court here. Can we actually get through this bit? I don't know, or is that... No, I don't think you can go through that way. I thought we could go through there, but I don't think you can. I think you have to go with this. I think the gate's actually here. But yeah, so this is the Coroner's Court. Yeah, so... yeah, okay, so I guess basically it's a case of like head back to the canal for now, and then just sort of kind of go on from there, I guess. So right, okay, so for now, as usual, I mean, look at that though, look, you see Coroner's Court looks a bit overgrown and stuff. I wonder if it's actually is still used. I presume it must be. Right. Property protected by CIS security. CIS. That sounds familiar. Or NCIS, maybe. Anyway, right. So for now, I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to catch you guys later. Bye for now. Oh, look at this, guys. Beautiful little kitten here. Well, I'll say kitten, he looks quite young. But I couldn't swear to it. Oh, beautiful. What's he got? Hello? Hello? Oh, cutie pie. Oh. Hello. Hi, folks. So, as we can see, some more grooves there, and you can definitely see it in the, I think that might be limestone. It's either limestone or sandstone, I'm not sure. I think maybe limestone actually. But actually, wait a minute, maybe not. Maybe it's actually granite. Do you know, that actually looks like more like granite actually. I think that actually is granite. But look at that, that is pretty awesome, isn't it? Like I said, you see how deep those grooves are, and it's actually in the brickwork there as well, where over years it's just worn a groove. It's fascinating, really, really interesting. But yeah, I thought, and like I said, that's the other thing I forgot to mention, is that it's always round bridges. I guess for obvious reasons, I suppose, because as it's kind of rounding the thing and the horse trots along here and then the barge is there, and you know, imagine if you can that, like, so supposing for instance say I'm the horse, for instance, right? So there's a rope round me, and it's trailing behind me, and the barge is behind me, and so as I'm going along, and then the horse is coming round here, and the barge, obviously the barge is coming this way, so the barge is coming through here like this, and the horse is trotting along, and the rope eventually, as it goes round, hits the wall, and over time, as I said, as you can see, wears a groove. Yeah, but like I said, I really wanted to try and find an example of where they put brain's gone to sleep, where they put a piece of metal over the corners of the stone to obviously lessen the damage that the rope would cause, but you know, even with that, even with the metal, like I say, there are instances where it's even grooved right into the metal. So now, I could have swore there's examples of that up here somewhere, but I don't know. Maybe I'm, like I said, because I know there is in Manchester, but maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Right, okay. So we'll continue, and as soon as I find an example, hopefully if I find an example of it, I shall show you. So for now, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now. Okay folks, so I've found at least one example so far. So as you can see, this is a piece of metal. I'm assuming it's cast, but I can't say 100%. But even look at that, even the metal, even the cast iron or steel, well, I don't know if it's steel or not, I would suggest it's cast. But look at that, even that has worn through. And that's years and years of ropes being used to pull the barges by horse. That's fact. I mean, I just find that so incredible. I mean, I know that maybe a lot of people might think like, well, what's so incredible about that? I mean, flipping heck. I mean, you know, for some people it might be, oops. For some people it might be a case of like, you know, well, stands to reason, doesn't it? Blah, blah, blah. But still find it really quite amazing, don't you? Or maybe not, I don't know. But I do. I mean, it's like, I mean, I know, obviously, like I say, I'm not silly, I know, you know, I understand that, like, you know, you can wear down anything over time, even with a soft piece of material against a hard piece of material. Given enough time, you know, obviously it's possible. But, you know, just, I don't know, I just find it fascinating, to be quite honest, I really do. So, anyway, yeah, I don't know, maybe we might spot another little example down there. If we do, I'll just quickly vlog that. And then from there, I'm not sure what we're going to do.
We hope. Okay, let's see.
Where are you looking for?
Kandentong?
Yes, yeah, just keep following the path. You can't miss it. You'll go straight to it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
So, yeah. In fact, I think I can actually see, even now I can see another example, but I don't know if it's stone. In fact, this is probably one of the best examples of this. Actually, look at it. Now this, yeah, and it's even a piece of metal, and look, I knew. Now, sorry about the light, guys. There's not a great deal of light, but look at that. Look at how deep those grooves have been, you know, those channels. And you think about it, look at that. That is pretty awesome, man. I mean, like I said, that's rope. Rope has done that. You know what I mean? That's not, that wasn't designed that way, it wasn't made that way. That's the rope that the horses, like I said. And you see how deep that is. That's flipping incredible. Do you know what I mean? And in fact, on the corner of this one here, look at this. It's even more prominent. Look at this. Look at this. You see, and like I said, it might look as though it was actually designed or made that way, and it actually wasn't. Like I said, that is actually the rope as actually, because you wouldn't design it like that, because otherwise the rope's gonna, well, actually saying that, and maybe you would, because, but then of course the rope's got to move. It's you know, as it's pulling along, it can't just sit in one, because it's gonna get jammed, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I imagine, anyway. But, you know, if you think about it, that's pretty awesome, man. That's really incredible. You know? I mean, how many hundreds of years would that take to do that? Do you know what I mean? But again, you see, the rope, obviously the ropes have got to be pretty strong. They've got to be pretty durable anyway. And I don't know, if you go back, like 100 years, whatever, a couple of 100 years, I mean, wasn't most rope made out of hemp? Now I know they reckon that hemp is quite a strong material, but you know, like I said, you think about it. You know how long that takes. Looking at some sort of alarm going off now. Flipping heck. It's like I say, you can't seem to go anywhere in London without, you know, trying to do a vlog and there's just noise everywhere. Flipping heck. Right. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, we're coming up to some lock gates as well now. So we might have a little investigate of them shortly. I think we're going to have to go up and over because obviously the rest of the towpath apparently appears to be out of commission at the moment. So let's go and check that in a sec. I've just noticed this as well. Like I said, you get these grooves mostly around the bridges. Well, I mean, there's no other places where it would be really. But in fact, actually, I'm wondering. I'm just trying to see if I can notice it looks. Nah, I think that's just normal wear and tear over there. I think that's not rope. That's not caused by the ropes. I don't think so anyway. No. Yeah, because it's usually on the towpath, like I say, because of where the horses drew the barges along. So, okay. So, right. Now hang on. Wait a minute. Can we go in? Ah. Right, I think that's as far as we're going to go on the canal actually. It's because of all that building work down there, you see. Yeah, this is Camden. So, yeah, okay folks, so I'm going to leave it there and I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now.